Hi everyone. So just give me a second. We're going to do a load of random questions. Starting with this one.
He killed them all. They're all dead. My unit was sent here because a stable boy made it to Ebonheart and reported a slave revolt.
Right.
Oh, God. He butchered them. He killed his own soldiers. Olaf Stormwall, my commander. Something happened while I was away patrolling the road. When I came back to report, he was covered in blood. He was butchering Kalendi. He saw me and came at me. He's up the road. I need to get out of here.
Heck is wrong with him, man? What? Yeah, I have no idea. Right, there you are.
Say something. Speak before I hack you apart. Good. It's not inside you. Listen to me. There's some horror making copies of people. It kills you, then makes a copy of your body for its own. But it's not a perfect copy. It can't mimic speech. I had to do it. They were changing. You think I'm mad? See for yourself. I was in the cellar of that stable. It leapt into one of my troops, and I trapped it down there. Go in and introduce yourself. I did. Look, I don't know how this thing works. All I know is it climbs inside people. It kills them and then creates a double. When you kill the double, it sheds the body and runs. If it needs a new place to hide, these burned corpses won't be it.
Right, that is. Is my follow? Yeah. Oh god. I'm not going down so easy.
You were spectacular.
Have you seen my husband? We got separated when those Khajiiti animals started rioting. This is all their fault. The hauntings, the destroyed crops, the ruin of a beautiful home. They're foul-smelling animals. I told Tyrell that catmen make poor slaves. And then there's that monster. They brought it here. Rashada summoned it. He's some kind of shaman. My husband broke up a ritual that Catman was performing a few nights ago. We punished everyone there and confiscated a totem from their makeshift altar. The creature's afraid of that totem. I saw the creature slip into one of our guards. He attacked me, so I panicked and hit him with the totem. He wailed and ran off. I should have kept that totem with me. In all the chaos, I left it in our bedroom.
You out here.
Well, what did you see? Speak! That's about what I figured. Run along, Pop. Go hide. I'll handle this. If the monster catches you, well, I'll have to kill a copy of your corpse.
Well, that's... No. Alright. Go. I even want to know? Probably not. Oh. Okay. The heck? Okay. Whoa.
There's something wrong with Tira. I'm afraid to go near him. No, I don't believe you. I know that's him. There's just something.
Ah. Down here, I'm good. What the? Oh, that was it. Oh. Okay.
I heard Rivali scream. She said you chased it down here. I took a swing at it, but it got away. She's upstairs crying over her husband's corpse. Go on up there. If her husband starts to move, kill him with
Wait. Where's this? Oh.
We were going to expand the plantation. We wanted to trade the useless catmen for some strong Bretons and Redguards. I want nothing that belonged to that dirty catman Rashada. He brought that monster here. The catman's inside the barn in the center of the plantation. Maybe he stayed to watch his monster tear us apart. Wicked animal. Here, take the idol. I don't want it near me.
Right. Shoot it. Yeah, I'll get back to you. What the? Give me a second. Yeah. Come on. Hey. Right. Hey. Oh.
On my honor!
Any more?
You bring Rashada the idol at the hollow moon, yes? Moons guide you, stranger. Yes, Rashada's beautiful wife, his most precious Jazadi. Their lashes stripped her fur to the bone. She died from their torture. That is why this one called the Dromathra. Rashada regrets this. Trading hate only brings more suffering. If Rashada had many knights, he could explain. We integrate Tamriel's gods with our own so we can blend in. We also do this to amuse ourselves. But there are Khajiit spirits outside Tamriel's pantheon. Dark spirits. They are Dromathra. Use the idol and the dark spirits, then kill them to charge it. While you hold the idol, anything that possesses you will cease to be. This is how we stop the monster. This one must apologize to Rivali. Meet us in her home when the idol is charged.
Wait. I did that.
That's the end of that tale.
Really? I need to... Oh, seriously. Now. Okay. Okay. You should know it. Run. No, stop. Hey, do you sell me? Okay, I need to put you away since you're really... You're a good follower, don't get me. If I wanted them, I would take. No. Little hard here. What the? Oh.
Stow your weapons, my friend. We've won.
Rashada asked to be forgiven. The beast blathered about understanding and change. The animal responsible for the death of... He spoke of his dead wife and his tortured people. You believe that? But my Tyrell. Enough. Enough death. The cat went to the stables. Tell Ulov to meet us there. Rashada wanted you to use the totem on some godless altar east of the pumpkin patch. Once you've found Ulov and used the totem, meet us at the stables. He said the ritual would protect you. If you kill the creature while holding the charged totem, it will be destroyed when it tries to possess you. I don't know whether to believe him or not.
Alright. Seriously?
I saw Khajiit run out the door. What's going on? I'm taking orders from a milk-drinking pup and a cat. This should be amusing. I'll be...
Alright. Oh. Is it?
Please set me free.
Why should I care about his wife's death? Look at him. He's an animal. He's the enemy. I didn't see him when I arrived, but he must have been.
Alright.
My hands are betraying me. I can't believe I listened to you. Did you kill that monster? Good. But I won't forgive that Khajiit for Tyrell's death. Even if he does forgive me for the death of his wife. But I suppose there's been enough.
Alright. Oh. No. Alright, let's see. Alright. Oh. Why are they all like dead? Well,
Please show mercy to Vahara. She wields no weapons, nor does she harbor ill thoughts. Yes, we grew up together in Senshal. Jakur looked after Vahara. He fought the slavers to protect her. They put Vahara in the mines, and Jakur down here. Word came to Vahara that Jakur would start a riot. He did this. No, this isn't happening.
right, give me a second. I just need to. Won't be a moment. Alright. Okay, we're gonna fucking. Just give me a second.
Do you think there's a sweet shop around here? Let's take a look.
Again? Look, I've got just as much right to stand here as anyone else. If those scantily clad Debellites want me to leave, you tell them to come out here and say it to my face. You're not one of their sanctified bullies? That's a relief. Call me Ferric. I came to Gideon to clear my family's name. But the loose-robed fanatics in the Dibalacium want to run me off. Started with dirty looks. Now I'm getting threats.
Oh.
They think my Grana Cerise murdered their high priest decades ago. It's not true, and I mean to set the record straight. Might take a little snooping around, but the evidence is here. I know it. Want to lend a hand? Thanks for the help. Not easy for Gemains to make friends around here. The Dibellites use that manse in the center of town as their Dibalacium. Sort of a consecrated love nest. There's proof of Grana's innocence in Gideon, we'll find it there. Like I said, the victim was one of the Dibellites' high priests, a woman named Rolaine. This was 60 years ago, mind, but my grandfather tells me the locals worshipped the ground she walked on. Thought she was a prophet, or something near to it. My Grana Cerise was Rolaine's flower bearer. Followed her everywhere she went. When a heap of treasure went missing and Rolaine vanished, Grana was the prime suspect. No one could prove it, of course, since they never found her. Like wood smoke in a windstorm, and without breathing a word to my Grandpa Lier. Way Grandpa tells it, neither of them would so much as visit the Lou without telling the other where they were headed. But the locals wouldn't listen. These damned zealots rallied half the city, gathered up torches and shovels and ran him and my father out of town with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Even outside of Gideon, the rumors followed him. We haven't had a moment's peace since. Bravo. Took an awful long time, what with the Three Banners War and all. But I made it, and I'm not leaving till I settle this once and for all. Might have happened yesterday for all these people care. Nobody holds a grudge like an Imperial. If your name is Gemain, you're lower than dirt in their eyes. I just had a son a couple years back, and he's already catching it on the chin. He's 2. An apology? I'm not that naive. I'm a carpenter by trade. I'll settle for people not hiding my tools and splitting my sawhorses 6 times a month. It's about respect. To oblivion with the rest. Well, not exactly. For now.
Alright, let's do this.
Back in the saddle.
Where am I going with this?
So, this is the Dibolosium. Just what I expected. Look at this place. These Dibellites fancy themselves free-spirited bards blown by the wind. But they've got enough gold to make Zenithar blush. Doesn't matter. This is where we'll find our answers. I don't know yet. I just know we have to look. Take this. It's a rare bit of magic called a memory stone. Grana Cerise gave it to Grandpa Lier the night before she supposedly murdered Priestess Rolain and fled. Maybe it'll show us something. I'm a carpenter, not a mage. But according to this dark elf I showed it to, the mushroom wizards up in Morrowind use them to store their memories. The catch is, you have to stand where the memories occurred to wake up the magic in the stone. Aye, that's the hope. I know we face long odds on this. Magic stones and lost memories sound like storybook nonsense, but it's really all I've got to go on. How about we start our search on the... Like I said, the victim was one of... Aye, my Grana Cerise was Rolain's flower bearer, like wood smoke in a windstorm. These damned zealots rallied half the city. As I understand it.
Down here again?
Look, the stone flashed. Did you see it? Something's happening. Is that... It's a memory. Who is that?
Looks like a Dark Brotherhood or something.
Laura's mercy! By the eight, what was that? A murder? Someone recorded a murder in that stone? Why would anyone do that? Wait, could this be related to the disappearances Grandpa Lier... Aye. Way Grandpa Lier tells it, in the weeks before Rolain vanished, a handful of novitiates went missing. None of them were popular enough to raise an outcry. People said they must have just left, trying to get out from under Rolain's shadow. Grana Cerise helped all the novitiates, cleaning linens, tending to flowers, arranging sheet music. She knew everyone. These people probably would have pinned the disappearances on her too. But the story took a dark turn after Rolain's murder. The Dibellites decided it must have been a conspiracy. The missing novitiates were all in on the plot. Now we see the truth of it. Can't be sure, but whoever murdered those novitiates might have murdered Rolain too. We should keep investigating.
Alright. Up here again?
Another flash. Try the stone now. Not another one.
It looks like something out.
Preserve me. So
It
real.
looks like something out of the opera. Oh.
It's our killer again. What's he doing? Gods, what is that? Magic? Did you see those gestures? Can you repeat them? Mara's mercy!
What?
Skeletons! Are those the murdered novitiates? I think I might... Come on, Fair. Find anything? What have you got there? A letter? Here, let me have a look at it. Oh, and can I have my stone back? I think I've had my fill of grisly memories for now. Yes, these were the novitiates. This should bring their families some closure, at least. It wasn't enough that the murderer killed the novitiates. She had to steal their souls, too? How would someone even do that? Huh. I've heard of soul gems before, but not black soul gems. I thought mages just used them on rabbits and goblins and such. These black ones can suck up the souls of men and mer? Eight preserve us. The ledger said the killer traded them, right? Never heard of them. But then again, honest carpenters like me don't do much business with soul-stealing wizards. It's all academic anyway. There's no way of knowing if the trade even took place. Unless that map you found contains a clue. I never told you how Priestess Rowlane died, did I? She left to visit Leowyn in her carriage, along with her flower-bearer Cerise, my grandmother. They never arrived. Maybe this map shows where they went. Let's see where it leads, eh? Grandpa said there'd been talk about how Grana Cerise and the other junior priestesses of Dibella were greedy. When news came that Priestess Rowlane had been murdered, none questioned they'd killed her. Instead, they burned Grandpa Lierre's home. I don't see how it could be anything else. Sadly, I imagine the angry people who burned down our home and chased Grandpa Lierre away are dead now, so they're beyond justice. Yet we can still clear my grandmother's name. We must, for Grandpa Lierre. You're asking me? I figured you'd know. Whoever they are, I guess they like souls? The ledger said that the killer was bringing black soul gems to trade for... So you do know about them. I figured. You seem to be taking this all so calmly, like you've seen all this horror and worse. So, these waking flame folks are still around? If our killer was one of them, that means they've been in Gideon for decades. By the 8, I hope not. I can't imagine how horrifying it would be to die, but not die. To be trapped forever in one of those black soul gems. Just thinking about it makes me feel like I want to vomit. I'm so glad I have you to protect me.
Yeah. More or less. We'll go out then. Sorry. Wait, why is it? Yes. Right. Good. Need to get out. Miss. What? The heck do I get out this way? This is only one way. Well, two. Go this way. Whoops, didn't mean to stop. Hey. Yeah.
Look, There in the water. Could that be it? See what you can find.
I found that.
I'm afraid to ask, but I've got to. What did you find? Let me see. Yes! I've seen that seal too many times. See the flowers encircling the face? It's a symbol of Dibella. This is a High Priestess's signet ring. It can't be a coincidence. That skeleton is Priestess Rolain. We found her. So Priestess Rolain was transporting those? Why? Did Grana Cerise know about it? They left town together and vanished together. My grandmother's skeleton isn't here, so... By the 8. Could Priestess Rolain be the killer? Do you think... No, it couldn't have been Grana. She wasn't in Gideon when the novitiates were killed. The priestess had access to the treasury, had the ear of the people. It all makes sense, except how she died. We just... Wait.
What?
There! You should say hello, right? I'm right behind you.
Okay. Follow the go. Alright. Let's follow the...
That's Grana Cerise, isn't it? She's been here in this cave all this time. Sorry for keeping you waiting. I'm sure uncovering murderous cults and meeting your grandmother's ghost is run-of-the-mill fodder for you. But for me, this is a bit much to take. I guess there was something to those dreams after all. I know. I should have told you from the start, but I didn't want to scare you off thinking I was crazy or something. It started a month or so ago. A ghostly young woman rouses me from my bed every night and stares at me. Like she wants something. I know it is. She just stared us both in the face and guided us to her remains, right? But what now? She put an end to Rolain's plot, but no one will believe me. The Germains will keep getting stepped on. They'll say I faked the whole thing. That might actually work. Keshu the Black Finn and her Argonians couldn't give two croaks about Dibella and her flock. Keshu's war mage, Fire from Nowhere, knows local history. He might just listen. Grana Cerise gave us the proof. Let's use it.
Alright. Yeah. Oh, what? See. Ah.
I bet I can bang the dents from my armor while we're in town.
No sign? Good. Carry on. Son's greetings, Biko. Your friend's eyes seem gray with worry. What troubles you both? Rolain. Ah, yes, the prophet woman these smooth skins mourn. She's been dead for a very long time, but still they cry. It is very strange. But that is the Imperial way, I guess. What did you discover? Something to quiet their hearts, I hope. Well then, that is not what I expected you to say. If this is true, there will be a great wailing in the Dibalacium. Disbelief also. They curse the woman Cerise Germain, and all who hatch from her clutch. Your proof must be hard as stone. I can tell you speak the truth. In the name of Keshu, I claim the Breton Ferric Germain as my charge. I place my hand upon the Hist and swear no harm will befall him here. And the truth of this will come to light no matter how great.
Ignore that.
Thank the 8 for Fire from Nowhere. And for you. I never could have accomplished this without you. I guess I'll stay in Gideon until we put this matter. If I didn't trust Keshu and her are relieved,
Alright. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Whoop. Ew.
Turn back to where you came, stranger, unless you want to vanish like the rest. Many of my friends have gone missing near these ruins. Rulia still holds out hope that they will return, but I am leaving this place before I share their fate. He and a few of the others have staked out a camp up on the ridge. He is foolish to stay. This place...
Alright. Dude.
Quiet! Someone approaches. Is it Kandhar? I can't sense him.
Sorry, stranger. My friend can't see too well anymore. She mistook you for someone we've been looking for. Things have been rough lately. More than a few of us have disappeared recently. Kanhar's group are just the latest. They set out to search for the missing and vanished themselves. We're giving those buried ruins a wide berth now. They've stood quiet for decades, but now, new yawning sinkholes, eerie sounds at night. I don't jump at shadows, but missing people? That's a warning I can heed. If you head down there, take a look around for our friends. You're a kind soul. Be careful. We've lost a lot of kind souls of late. That pushy noble, Fidor, might know something about that. He arrived not long ago, claiming to own the place. Certainly acts the part. He was friendly enough with his questions about this land, the manor, and so on. Eventually, he tried to convince us to show him around and started getting pushy when we refused, pressuring us to get off his property. He happened along after our people started vanishing, and he's got reason to want us gone. Raises an eyebrow, yeah? All I'm suggesting is maybe it's time someone started pressuring him for details. It's quiet, and usually free of nosy locals shooing us away, too scared of the curse. There are a lot of superstitions about this place, but the details vary. but they all revolve around the town being wiped out and swallowed by the sea. The sort of divine wrath stories that keep average folk from straying from their safe, comfortable lives. Nowhere else to go. The wastes, as they call them, have been a safe haven for the outcast and unwelcome for a long time. We kept to ourselves, never invited trouble. It showed up anyway. Not much. The land just opens up like a yawning mouth without warning and swallows everything above.
Alright.
For a place with such a terrible reputation, this estate certainly gets a lot of trespassers. You're not another layabout squatting on my land, are you? I didn't expect to find anyone living out here. I thought they could help me shed some light on the mysteries of this place, but it turns out they're just idle squatters. I guess you could call that a problem. This place barely exists outside of fables. My family kept no records of it, or our relatives here, other than our claim to the land. It took years of digging to locate these old ruins, and there's still so much more to uncover. So those vagrants say. For all I know, they're just trying to frighten me off. Their missing friends could be looting as we speak. I don't mind having some company in this endeavor. Most people are barely willing to speak of this place above a whisper. My kin feel I'm wasting my life on a footnote. My parents even threatened to disown me if I continued my search, but that only spurred me on. I want to know why this branch of the family was all but forgotten. Lineage is everything in Ultima society. The Queen alone could fill a library with her genealogy. We should have preserved everything we could about this place, but instead, nothing. I must know why this place was buried. I asked them to leave when it became clear they were up to no good. If they're trying to blame me for their friends running off, I'm not. I swear I'm as in the dark about these missing persons as you are. The only reason I haven't been to the ruins myself is because I'm not sure how dangerous things really are, and no one was willing to help me. They're outcasts, most likely criminals. My concern isn't so much about why they're here, as to what they may be doing to my family holdings. They could be using priceless records for campfire tinder for all I know.
Alright.
This breach looks promising.
Hang
Take a
on.
look.
Okay. 5.
Can't say I care for the naturalized aesthetic. Keep your eyes out for anything that may have survived the elements. Some answers. What happened to my family here? This place is fascinating. And I suppose I'm curious about the rumors. As long as I don't get murdered by vagrants in a dank cave, I'll just stick with you if you don't mind.
Right.
Even in such disrepair, I can imagine how opulent this manor must have been. My relatives must have been very influential here. The whole town? That's incredible! My family has wealth and holdings, but not much in the way of titles. Why in the world would they show so little interest in our ties to nobility? That's a sound theory. Simple, but sound. There has to be something here that could reveal the truth of the matter. Damn. These papers are practically mulch. Maybe something survived. Help me look. I wonder whose chambers these were. What was their life like before they abandoned it? And why? May I have a look? Merciful Sirabane! This sounds like the Thracian plague. A gruesome disease that decimated the population of Tamriel, Somerset included. It made the Nahatan flu seem like the sniffles. Everyone here could have been wiped out. Still, most people alive had family afflicted by the plague. Why hide it? No, it was a vile creation of the Slode, brewed in their kingdom of Thras. But it's possible it harbored the first outbreak on Somerset. That can't be the reason this place was buried. I'm finding more questions than answers. There has to be more. There has to be. Try the room across the hall. For thousands of years? Doubtful. I can see how this place may have gotten its reputation with the locals, but their fears are still unfounded.
Right.
Down here!
I'm coming.
I found something! I thought I heard something down here, but the sound must have carried up from this tunnel. It looks formed by erosion. Maybe related to the sinkholes? What about you? Did you find anything else upstairs? Makes sense. The journal mentioned taking the afflicted to the family vaults. It would have been easy for the Korgrads to seal off their estate and leave the town to fend for itself. It's tragic that their compassion probably led to their downfall. Murmurs and splashing. I thought maybe one of those missing squatters was down here, but I think the sound was coming from deeper down.
Right. Whoa.
Is that a person? Hey, you there! This camp looks recent. I'll bet your missing persons just discovered that these ruins make decent shelter. I have a bad feeling about the fate of these people. Maybe they are for... I don't think that was one of your vagrant friends. Somehow I doubt they received a warmer reception than we did. But at least we know the curse of Korgrad has been greatly exaggerated. Whoever we saw just now was a being of flesh and blood. Agreed. Much as I'd like to get to the bottom of all this, we should make finding... Voices!
They are in us, Abamel Shota.
I heard it again. Be careful. Gone. Look, people. Best approach with caution.
Please approach. We know you are here.
There we are. Much better, yes. Manners are easily forgotten when you're so far removed from society. Forgive the others, they are frightened. We mean you no harm. Call me Arilas. I am caretaker of this place. We all are. We led our lives in quiet, contented seclusion until the crumbling stone exposed our home to the outside world again. We are not accustomed to visitors. How long? How long indeed? I think there was a time when such things were measured. I can only say that our duty has been passed down many generations. To the saviors. It is because of their sacrifice that Korgrad lives on. We repay the lives they gave us by caring for the town in their stead. We're very protective of it, you understand. Now, might I ask what's brought you to our home? I see, I see. Our humble town would be treacherous to those who have not grown accustomed to its many twists and turns. I would not follow after them, lest you go missing yourself. You possess the Savior's compassion and determination. The last people from above we observed followed a narrow passage to the north. May you be reunited with them soon.
Go on without me. I'm going to speak with Arilas about my ancestors.
This is the day we've waited for so long. The return of a living descendant. The saviors will be pleased that their sacrifice was not for nothing. They took the sickness from us, from our ancestors, at great cost to themselves. All of Korgrad would have perished if not for them. They preserved us from the sickness of the sea. For that, we will be eternally grateful. We follow the Savior's guidance. It was their wisdom that brought us here and kept us safe through a narrow...
I'd like to spend some time with Arillas. If these people really are descendants of Korgrad's populace, there's a lot I could learn from them. You heard, Arillas. It's dangerous deeper down. And let's be honest, I'm not going to be much help crawling through tunnels. I'm no warrior, but take a look at them. They're positively sickly. I doubt they want any trouble. More to the point, I think their saviors might have been my ancient ancestors. They may be more trusting of me than other outsiders. These saviors you mentioned, did they happen to be members of the family?
Oh yes, the founders and protectors of this great realm. Does the surface still speak of their great sacrifice?
In a manner of speaking. I came here to learn more about this branch of my family.
It must be fate. Korgrad opened its doors so that you could enter. Oh, I have so much to show you.
Right. What the heck? Huh?
Let go! Where are you taking me?
Oh. What? You're coming out from nowhere.
Met your match.
You don't have to do this! Please!
Oh. Isn't it?
Don't put me in there! Please! Save us from these monsters! Please! Get us out of here! They're killing us! Bloodletting, I think. These cave vermin poke and prod us whenever Arillas needs something to offer his saviors. To what end? I don't know. Maybe they're vampires. Or wood elves. Poor bastard. Never seen these vermin in such a frenzy. They dragged him screaming through those doors there, and sealed them shut right after. Small mercy that we can't hear what they are doing to him. When Arillas isn't bleeding us, and tending to his saviors beyond those doors, he spends most of his time with whatever unholiness goes on in the tombs below. His keys may be there.
Okay, pursue the.
10,000 venerations to you.
Bless you. I can walk, but you lead the way. We aren't free yet. We have to get out of here before those cave vermin come scurrying after us. Your friend's dead. If these saviors really are vampires, what chance do we have against them? I suppose if there's any chance, we have to try. Nobody deserves it.
Right.
Welcome to Korgrad, visitor. Such as it is. Forgive our Come, speak. I have not had civil company in some time. You arrive upon a momentous reunion of our filial blood. The day we have so long waited for. Bestowing on him the Korgrad legacy. He is taking the first step upon the long road to restoring this house. It will be a demanding journey that will require his vitality. It will take all he has to offer to restore each of us. But if he is up to the task, he will reap a precious bounty. On the contrary, he will taste immortality as we have, but only for scant centuries, not millennia. In a few generations, our bloodline will be renewed and possess the purity needed to restore Faidur. The embalming process has already begun. When the stone is finished, we will be restored, and he will be a savior. I regret that Faidur must suffer, but his pain will be a small fraction of the sacrifice required to save Korgrad from annihilation. We are Altmer, even in this desiccated state, cleansed of our poison humors to be free of the great sickness from the sea. Now that you see the cure, imagine the disease. Thras, I had always suspected as much. The sickness bore an intent as if designed to spread misery and cruelty. To hear it was ever present, ever penetrating. It seeped into every person, every creature, every drop of
Oh,
water,
hi.
seeking to be quenched.
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
To drag themselves to corpulence with each passing day until their bones cracked under their bulging flesh. We spare them the ravages of the terrible sickness that spread through Korgrad. In exchange, they care for us in this invalid state. So we have endured. So Korgrad has endured for longer than I can clearly recall. To be free of the disease is to be free of all humors. They offer us their tainted blood to sustain our fragile grip on life, and through sorcery, the sickness is purged. Together we flee its horrors. But there was no true escape. Because his kin, my vain attempt to stop the sickness from spreading beyond our borders. The people rebelled against their to spare them and others from the...
For what reason do you barge into our home? As if you have the right to trespass our lands as you please? You may believe our condition diminishes our station, but we are the rightful rulers of Korgrad. You will offer deference as such. The other trespassers, they intrude as you do without our sanction. Aurelius ends their vagrancy and sees that they are put to use. There may be a place for them in Korgrad. The return of our pure-blooded kin means our long dormancy is nearing an end. We will soon be able to return to the world above and begin the long process of restoring Korgrad to its former glory. It will take all kinds to accomplish this. The sickness has robbed us of fruitful lands.
So our servants have been reduced to eking out a savage, meager subsistence in this lightless domain. They have few interests beyond survival. It is not your right to...
Soon this misery will finally be at an end. I thought this day would never come. I thought I would go mad. Too long. There is little to occupy the time. The monotony. If not for Father's elixirs to quiet the mind, I think we would be no better than Arilus and his stock. Worse, no doubt. Will I even recognize the world above? I hope. I have spent I don't know how long in absolute stagnation.
How healthy you look. I barely remember the feeling of anything, really, aside from the slight ebb and flow of sluggish blood in and out of brittle veins. It was the only way. The choice was this long internment or a brief, horrid end. Our hope was to linger until we could be free of the disease. It was not a false one, thanks to that dear boy. No, it was never meant to be this long. To see hope within our reach.
Gods, that was I could feel my skin tightening as the stone drew the moisture out of me like a wineskin. I don't suppose you have... Right. I suppose I can keep up.
Okay, let's go.
Saviors, I failed you. You've stolen our future, but I swear I'll rob them of theirs in kind.
Don't let him
kill us! Keep going. And we're out. Whoa. Oh.
I can hardly believe it. You found Henrik and Minderil, but where are the others? No, you've done more than anyone ever has for us. If anyone's to blame, it's us. We survive out here by sticking together, but we let fear keep us from doing what needed to be done. I can see. Tortured. Why? Just for the gods. I'll heed curses more closely in the future. The locals were right to avoid this place.
If it weren't for you, I'd have wound up a husk like those monsters, withering in that pit for who knows how long. I owe you my life. Even now, I'll stay with these people a while longer. I don't know. My name may be...
Alright, I'm going to stream, but thank you all for... Don't forget to follow, subscribe, or whatever. Bye now.